What's up, everybody? It's another Tuesday, and you know what that means. It's another retro flashback nostalgia chat with Riverman. And the first time ever, we've got a special guest. I always feel weird when I do the Came Gang stuff, and then Zach announces me as special guest, like I'm really like fucking really special because I'm on almost everything. Zach's on everything. But just in case some of you guys only tune into like this, Zach does the Came Gang, he does BTM, the commentaries, he's everywhere. He's really not that special, but
Being introduces Zach from the Cam Gang is fucking. I want that etched on my tombstone. I'm fucking glad we changed the name to Cam Gang. That's so fucking good. That's such a good name.
and I just want to thank everybody. We got Sean Boyle, we got Blocko, we got Mutineer, we got Josh James, of course. Welcome to Prime Time, bitches. Hey, Josh, you're welcome to join, dude. If you want to help us rank these,
Yeah,
just let me know, and I'll send you the link.
The rankage is fucking. These movies are fucking. They're dying to be ranked, and we're gonna rank them. We're gonna fucking talk about all the goods, all the bads of these motherfuckers.
But before we do that, as you know, at the top of the show, we just kind of touch base, check in on each other, talk about what's new, anything in the news, our personal lives, what we've maybe acquired, right? As far as new albums, new music, new movies, what doesn't matter. What Zach's never done this before, so does Zach want to show off anything? I guess it doesn't have to be new, but just anything you want to show and tell. Keep your dick in your pants.
Fucking got this recently. Metroid Prime. Fucking
how is that? Is that pretty good?
Remaster
Metroid,
version. Fucking it is. I never beat any of the Metroid Prime games. Fucking I started like 3 times trying to play the first one, and at some point I just fucking I don't know where I'm going, and I fucking stop, and I'm just like, man, I'd rather play a 2D Metroid game. That's where they shine. But fucking this time I'm gonna try to get through the Metroid Prime, this original. Fucking they changed the fucking the controls so it feels more like a first person shooter. Remember in the original you couldn't run and aim at the same time. You had to like you could only walk, and then you had to press L, and then you can aim. It was fucking you can't go back and play it after getting used to the new ones. It's fucking got that, and I got the Dentist, the fucking collection.
Oh, there you go. Hell yeah, man.
Fucking Vestron Collectors series, whatever the fuck they're called. Big Chad movies. Actually, the first one's the only good one. The second one's fucking garbage. But I had to buy
it's fine. It's got the
I-
Dentist 2 has major Stepfather 2 vibes, right? Where it's kind of more the same. It's not as good as the first one, but it's fine.
If I remember right, I think I watched fucking this Dentist 2, and I got halfway into it, and I'm like, fucking this is garbage. And then like halfway in, it like picks up, and it like. And I still walked away from it being like, oh, it's like a 5 out of 10 or something like that.
It literally reminds me of Stepfather 2 in the same way where he gets away with what he does and he moves on to a new town, is still practicing. Like he changes his name probably. I don't remember that part. And he's just back to business in a whole new town doing his shit.
You know what this means? We gotta fucking make Dentist 3, and we're gonna call it Dentist the Menace, and he's gonna be like a fucking kid dentist or something. I don't know. Fucking we can make it like Stepfather 3, and he could just have cosmetic surgery. We could get a different actor, and that's how we explain it as a different actor. Genius.
Yeah, like Stepfather 3. That's so stupid. That movie's bad.
What if we shoehorn Face Off? It's like, oh no, he didn't get cosmetic surgery. A fucking doctor switched his face so that he could sneak into a fucking prison and get a brother out.
Get him out of prison, right? I don't remember if he dies in Dentist 2 or what happens, but so Metroid, Metroid's if you haven't played any Metroids, Todd, you're missing out. I don't know what you're doing.
Oh, I played Metroids on regular Nintendo. I never played them on the Metroid Prime games.
I'm super tempted to jump into it because I never did, but because I'm just not a first person guy. I just don't. But I love Metroid. So I mean, Nintendo. Did you play the game? You got a Switch now, man, and sooner they teased them. They're gonna end up putting the Game Boy Advance Metroids on the Nintendo's live service. You got to play those when they come out to it because those are the remake. The original one is the best, and I love Fusion too. I mean, they're all great.
Metroid Zero is the remake. It
Zero.
makes you think it's a prequel, but it's a remake, baby.
What's up, gamer guy working at the radio station tonight? By the way, man, what do you do at the radio station? Like, what kind of radio station is it? What is your job? What do you talk about? Blocko, new Ari Aster film looks wild. Bo is afraid. I may coom. there's a lot of good movies coming out in the next month, which is rare. I feel like there's something coming out every single weekend between that, the Scream movie. I got Creed 3, which I want to check out. There's another one I'm missing too, but I think I'm set for like 4 weeks.
Fucking, I'm looking forward to a couple movies coming out. Fucking, I can't wait for The Whale to come out on Blu-ray. Why isn't that coming out on 4K or whatever?
It's because the Oscars prolonged all that shit, and it's still in theaters. They put all that stuff back in theaters. It still isn't out like readily available to watch at home.
Did you see the cover of that the cover of the LP or whatever that came out for A24? It's just his face. It's hysterical.
Zoom in on his fat face.
Yeah,
amazing. Great film.
I don't have much to show this week for me. I got this in today, right? The Texas Chainsaw 4K.
Oh, you got the okay.
Yeah, well, I never canceled it. I remember I saw the other one. Who was putting out the other one?
Second Sight.
Second Sight. Did you get that one?
Yeah, I pre-ordered that one.
But did you get it? You don't have it yet?
No, it comes out in a few months.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine. I'm sure yours is going to be way cooler, but this one's pretty cool too. Yeah, hopefully there's enough to it. I got I don't know if I showed these last week, but like I said, I rebought these. I ended up getting these from Vinegar Syndrome, because I wanted those slips, man. So I had to.
That's an awesome release, dude.
Amityville Horror. Did they put out the whole series? Is Amityville 2?
No, it just the first. But I mean, I have the trilogy box set from Scream with 2 on it, so I have that at least.
See, I never got that, so I'm hoping that they come out with all of them.
Yeah, and then I got, just like Todd showed, I got the Texas Chainsaw 2 box set thing with the cool slip from Vinegar.
For an extra feature, they should let me do the fan edit of fucking Amityville 2, where it fucking flashes back throughout the movie and it's paced better. Fucking, that'd be great.
I mean, Zach's just stealing exactly what I've said every time. That's what I say.
I said that. You started copying me. No, I said it first. You started copying me.
Absolutely not.
Everybody,
you're fucking lying.
No, yes, I am. No,
you're lying.
No, you almost convinced me I was lying. You almost convinced me. See that?
No. I've said that since day one. I've said that since the first time I saw the movie. They should do it like they should do like Interview with a Vampire, where they start where he's incarceration, they're questioning him, and he's telling the story, and then it all leads up to him breaking out. That it would be perfect. So I don't know who was smoking crack on that movie, but that's a re-edit I would get behind, right? But anyway, that's all I got. Do you have anything you want to show, Todd?
Yeah, I picked up a few things.
Fucking talk to
so I got these dirt cheap on Amazon. I haven't seen this, but it got good reviews. This Ad Astra. Have you seen this, Zach?
Fucking, I haven't.
Okay.
See, it's got middling reviews. I've never seen anything overly. It's just kind of got like middle of the road. Some people,
what I hear is people don't like. I don't go off of it.
I hear people don't like the end. That's what everybody I hear complaining about. Is like, oh, the end's fucking. What the fuck was the end? I don't know anything about it though.
Where fucking Brad Pitt just pulls his cock out and fucking starts swinging it around and fucking hits the camera with it, and the cameraman falls over and dies. That's how.
I wish that'd be cool to me. No, I got this cheap too. This is always cheap, but I finally picked it up. I didn't own it, so
that's a great movie. The guy who, that's the guy who directed Men, who directed that, and I don't know what happened because
I love only listening to the audio. That was Ex Machina he showed.
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, well, we don't actually put these on iTunes, so you got to watch. You're fucking out of luck. That's purely laziness because I just don't know how to do it. I haven't done it in for.
Which I love. I love Men, but you don't love Men as much as I love Men.
You love Men too.
My next
cut out.
My next one is so they had the steel books. I wanted to get them before they went out of print. The Running Man. We were talking about that.
Yeah, I got that too. And that's so that release though. It's weird how they put the slipcase over the steel book.
That's awesome. That's what they did for what was that? Total Recall.
No. Pull it back out. The Total Recall was the lenticle clear slipcover over.
Is this not lenticle?
No, that's just a basic bitch cardboard slipcover over a steel book. That's totally different.
Well, that's fine. At least it doesn't ding it.
Whereas the Total Recall, like the slipcover complements the steel book underneath it, and they go together. That's just like some weird half-brained idea that I don't quite understand. But hey, what's up, Mendoza? Yeah, Mendoza says he loves Mad River. But
The last
hey,
one, I've been wanting to get this, the Starship Troopers one, a 4K.
yeah, is that? Yeah, that's a cool steelbook. I
This
haven't
was
seen it in a
available.
while.
This was
What is
available
that?
in like November for.
What is
What's
that
that?
cover?
It's
It's
one of their
the-
alternate covers. It's awesome, dude.
It looks weird. Looks
Yeah.
very weird to me. Is that the first one, or is that one of the new animated
I think
movies?
No, this is the first one.
Mm.
Yeah.
no, it looks. I think it looks really cool. I'd like to get it. Was it cheap or is it expensive?
It was like $20, and
Yeah.
but they were readily available in like November, and then they finally popped back up like a few weeks ago. I was like, well, if I don't get them now, I'll probably never get it because those are selling out pretty quick.
Yeah, it's a good flick. Where'd you get it from? Amazon or Best Buy?
Yeah, Amazon.
Rock on.
Oh, and then I got one more thing. I got this off of a record store at a record store online, just some random one. I've been looking for this for a while, and I came across it, and it is this Night of Living Dead 90.
Oh,
They only had one left, so I was excited to check this one out.
Well, that's really
like-
cool. Who put that out?
What's that?
Who put that out?
Gray Whale, I believe, is what they have on here, or Strange Disc Records. Yeah,
that cover is just like the face on that cover is perfect for like fucking a cum tribute. It's just begging for it.
Oh, absolutely. It should have some blood or something too. I wish that they colored in the blood or something. But yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Did you
So-
find that physically or did you find it online on at a record store?
Online at a record store?
Which one?
It was some, I don't know. I can give you the name, but it was the last one in stock. So
Oh,
these I guess these came out like 2018 or something. So
That's
they're kind of
cool.
hard. They're kind of hard to find for, the regular retail price.
well,
But
awesome.
luckily, I was
Well,
able to snag one.
does anybody else have anything else they want to bring up or address news-wise before we just get into the meat of the topic? What everybody here came for?
Fucking
Anything else?
somebody asked if any of us have seen fucking The Whale. Yeah, I have, and it's fucking very good, very good. Everybody go watch it. I can't recommend
can't
it
wait.
enough.
I've been waiting for it. I've been waiting for it up. I mean, technically, it's still in the theater, but I just know I'm like a week away from it coming to home release, and I know I'm gonna like it. It just looks like the kind of Aronofsky film I'm gonna like, so I might just blind buy it. So therefore, I'm not gonna waste like $30 going to see it in the theater. I'm just not.
The opening scene, everybody hates the
spoilers.
opening scene. I remember it. Oh,
No
okay.
spoilers, but I'm dying to see it. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump.
Hopefully,
into the,
Brendan Fraser makes an Airheads 2 now that he's coming back.
I
Preach.
wanted to see. They already killed too much time. They wasted too much time. They should have come out with Airheads 2 in 1999 when Airheads were chasing the new metal trend. They had to survive in the and they did like Machine Head and all these bands that started putting the sideways cap on and cornrows. I want to see that movie. I want to see Chaz rapping and shit.
They start
right?
spelling their name Lone Rangers with a Z at the end.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
All right, everybody. It is time. I found this amazing tier list already pre-made. It's a template, and usually I hurt myself building these myself. I personally would have had another like one in here, but
I
whatever.
personally would not have rounded the edges of these fucking movie posters. These are classic movie posters. You're fucking defacing them.
yeah, I
Yeah, I'm
like
kind of
it
with
either.
Zach on that.
I didn't like it either, but you know what? It was better than me having to like search for all the fucking images, and then like some of the images don't like translate to this, and it's like it's happened a million times. We've done a couple of these, and I get into the stream, and I'm like, shit, the picture didn't save or it doesn't work. Like, well, let's just imagine this is here.
Let's pretend it's this one. That's what we got to do.
Let's pretend this really shit movie is one of the good ones, and we're gonna put it here. But it's all here. I double checked. So now I want to remind everybody, if you guys want to join us live, check out the banner. It's scrolling across the bottom. Join us every Tuesdays live at 8, and you can help us decide because we need your help to rank these movies. But otherwise, they go up the following Tuesday in an abridged, edited video. But all right, guys, so we're going to start from the top, the classic. Are you kidding me?
Or should we start from the end? Would that be more interesting?
Yeah, let's start from the end. Yeah, I'm with Zach.
You
on
want
this.
to? Okay. Yeah, I mean, we can do whatever you want. All right, so
because they do get worse as they go.
Yeah.
All right, so I gotta like move this because I have a hard time seeing the comments when I'm working this thing, so you guys have to be my eyes. All right, no, this is good. All right, so let's start with God. So we're gonna start with a remake then.
Yep.
I mean, we all know where this is going. There's no debate
Yeah.
here. Does
That's
anybody have any
totally-
object?
This movie takes everything the original does and does it so much fucking better. It improves on everything. The acting, the script is just fucking so much better. Apparently, back in the day, Wes Craven wrote a script that just could not be used, and they used that original script, and that's why it's so much better than the original. Everything I just said is a lie. This movie's garbage.
And the
Can you
reason why? Well, go
Can you
ahead.
believe Clancy Brown's in this? I mean,
Yeah,
I mean that's
because
just
yeah,
that's the bottom of his career, dude, right
no,
there.
but I can believe it because he's a for-hire actor. He'll take anything as long as you can pay his salary.
What if
So
they
we're gonna
got
put it
Clancy
here.
Brown to play Freddy?
That would have been better. Absolutely.
Okay, so by the way, I guess this is our F. It says a horrible nightmare. Then we have blah. Then we have watchable. Okay. Then we have good. And we have dreamy, which is the best. So yeah, you guys are just gonna have to find a way to convince me it's not gonna be here. But as far as this movie, let's talk about why it's terrible. Really, it's just the most blandest movie in the world. Like the Nightmare series is great because every scene was very unique. The nightmares were very unique. It was very colorful in its own way. Everything about this movie is the same. Like every dream sequence is in that boiler room. Like there's nothing creative about the kills or nightmares.
Jackie Earl Haley's
and there's
complete
nothing.
shit. I mean, he's the worst Freddy.
Yeah, like he doesn't say much, and he has no personality like the Freddy we know. I get it. Freddy still had personality in the original horror Freddy, right? You know, like, this is God, and the cutting off the fingers and the long stretchy arms that gave everybody nightmares.
Yeah. The fact that they didn't fucking license that as a Stretch Armstrong fucking toy when it came out is fucking beyond me. But like, maybe they didn't want to sell a Play-Doh file fucking toy to kids, probably. But like, yeah, fucking. What do you say about this film? Fucking Jackie Earl Haley's makeup looks like fucking the Cowardly Lion from The Wizard of Oz.
He
in a couple of scenes. He fucking towards the end, like whenever like the fire
he looks like.
Go ahead.
He kind of looks like that, but he also kind of looks like the cat monsters from Sleepwalkers.
Yeah.
Right. Consider yourself lunch. Right.
Yeah.
Remember, he's just weird, and he's got the CGI holes in his fucking burned face, and he has amazing one-liners such as "It's real."
No, that's my favorite part. That's my favorite part is when he grabs her and looks at her. It's real. It's like.
What was the one part that we always quote? You remember me? Or something like that.
You remember me. You remember me.
All of his
he's got like a fucking stroke out. It's like his mouth is like grafted together from the burns. Yeah. Anyway, when I touched your penis.
This is totally a Riverdale movie too. I mean, it just for New Line, it looks like Riverdale.
Mendoza says, so you guys don't recommend watching it. I mean, you can just to cross it off your list to see how bad it is.
I recommend if you see this movie out in the wild, you fucking pick it up and fucking destroy it. No matter where you are at the store, anywhere, fucking destroy this shit. Come on it at least.
Did you see it with me, Aaron?
Yeah, we saw it in theaters.
Yeah, okay.
We saw.
Did we see opening weekend, right?
We saw the Friday the 13th remake too together. But I mean, I know some people like the Friday remake. I don't like the Friday the 13th remake either. I think it's the same Platinum Dunes bullshit where it's boring. Yeah. It's fucking brown looking. It's just dull. It's got nothing exciting about it.
It's a sci-fi movie.
I don't like it.
Sci-Fi Channel. Yeah.
Yeah, but so yeah, Riverdale. So the cast in it, I don't like. I mean, you could call the original movies Riverdale too. I mean, Johnny Depp and Nancy, they were come on, they were like pretty people, right? That was like
no, but this is at least gritty. This is way too polished for Nightmare on Elm Street.
And they were trying to go dark, right? They were actually doing what Wes Craven was afraid to do, and actually dox Freddy as a child molester, and they made that like a huge point of the series. Right, where didn't they like reverse victim blame, like, oh, the kids made it up or something, guilt, and then of course it turns out he really was diddling them. So I guess kind of props for. I felt like they went too far with it though. I don't think you should be that on the nose, but I don't like how the original movies straight up deny it. To me, I think the original movies do it perfectly. as long as they didn't deny that that's
Just
the case.
leave it
'Cause I watched the
open-ended.
original.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched the originals and we can deduce it. Like, oh, he was clearly like, who takes especially little girls, who takes little girls and just kills them? No, they fucking there's usually something sexual there. We can figure that out, but it's just the fact that they're like, they go on record as saying, oh, no, Freddy being a child killer is dark enough.
Yeah.
I digress. I disagree.
Well, and that's why Robert Englund didn't want to put his name on it. Maybe that was one of the main reasons.
But this one, so yeah, and it's so weird because just fast forward a decade and they never would go for that angle of the child molestation. Like,
Yeah.
it's so weird. They wouldn't do that today. But the cast sucks. Kellen Lutz, that fucking Gap model looking dude, he's terrible. And then there's Rooney Mara, who had a career after that. She still has a career now. She says, "Oh, I almost retired from acting after this movie." I'm like, nobody gave a shit about you before this movie. You should have been thanking this, you've been sucking the producers' dicks to put you in this movie. I hate how people act like that. Like they have a career later on and they shit on the it's still a studio movie, for crying out loud. Like, I don't understand people that shit on that. But she's terrible in it. I mean,
she's awful.
She's horrible.
Hateable.
And the main guy who was in every cliche horror movie, like Haunting in Connecticut, he was in all those movies for this like 3-year
and
period.
now he's back.
He's back in Scream. He's in that last Scream movie.
Are you kidding me?
He's one of the.
He was in the last Scream movie. He got killed in the parking lot, like the bowling alley. Or whatever.
One of the best kills.
Yeah, okay.
One of the best uses of the Red Right Hand song.
Is the Kellen Lutz? Is that what we're talking about?
No, we're talking about the main kid, the main emo looking kid that survives. He's like the final boy with Rooney Mara, right?
Hell
Yeah, that's right. He's very forgettable. It doesn't. I don't. You don't need to remember him. It's not important. So this is right here. I guess it's kind of exciting to start from the end because we kind of know where we're going to hang out for a bit. So I guess now we're going to Freddy vs. Jason, which this one's kind of fun because to me, this one's probably going to actually have some conversation about it. No one's arguing that this went here, but I feel like Freddy vs. Jason does what it's supposed to do. I think it's solid. I don't like these tiers because I watchable, because it's more than watchable, right? I think it's like a low end good. Like it might
come
be
on, no way.
It does what it's supposed to do. Like, where do you want it?
A blah.
Use a blah? No.
Yeah,
bullshit.
this movie stinks, dude. This movie had so much goddamn hype into it.
And when I saw it didn't count.
When I saw it in theaters, it was shit.
When I watched it in the theaters, it lived up to the hype. I watched this like 3 or 4 times. I loved this movie when it was in the theaters. I saw it like 3 times in the theaters, and every time like the audience was fucking loving it and doing exactly what it was supposed to do.
It's supposed to be a hype movie. It's supposed to be a popcorn movie. You're not going to take it too seriously when it's Godzilla versus fucking Mothra or whatever. Like how can you take the story that seriously when they're colliding these two juggernauts? It's all building up to that last scene, which is stupid but fun when they're fighting in the real world and hey asshole, oh yeah, where he doesn't have like the mic on him. It sounds really weird.
And fucking Catherine Isabel, for the longest time I thought this movie showed her boobs, and it was a stand-in. That broke my heart. That broke my fucking heart.
I love that. Babe, don't make me tell you twice.
Amazing.
That guy's a Chad.
No, this movie came out, I think,
theater, right?
Wasn't it around the time when like all those shitty like Piranha 3Ds came out and stuff like that? But this was probably the worst out of all. The acting is so bad, dude. It's probably on the par with the remake, I think.
No, no, dude, come on. Look, the story, it's real light on story. I mean, it's really cheesy, but it's got that Ronnie Yu stink all over it, right? It looks like Bride of Chucky. It looks like a Ronnie Yu joint. Like,
I kind of like Ronnie Yu's like visual style. I did when it came out.
It is kind of cool, but it feels more like a comic book. It's not very gritty. Like the colors are so contrasting and vibrant, like on Freddy, on his makeup. Like when you look at that shot where he's like, not strong enough yet. Oh, or he's in the street. It's just like, hey, it's so glossy. It's so glossy and pretty, but it kind of looks cool. I don't know. I think Todd's being
I think it's Robert Englund's worst Freddy performance.
Oh, he's funny. You're being hard. Oh, sweet.
No.
Dark, how sweet dark meat. Come on. writes itself.
Well, let's let the chat decide. How about
The
that?
Freddy burn, the Freddy worm in the bong, token that
Dude,
shit.
it's so stupid, dude.
Amazing. Fucking Monica Keenan and
Oh
Kel.
god,
Fucking
she's awful.
Stacy in that movie.
No.
It's very
We're supposed to
Stacey.
believe that she's a virgin. That slut with her tits out.
What a Stacy.
That's so.
I would
Okay.
give this movie at least a 6 out of 10. Probably no more than that.
Okay, so let's establish that. To me, dreamy, anything in here is going to be 10s and 9s.
Yeah.
This is going to be 8s and 7s. This is going to be 5s and 6. You know, this is going to be 3s and 4s, and this is going to be fucking dog shit. 0, 1, 2.
We can do watchable. I'm fine with that, but we're not going.
I mean, I think it's at least a 6. It's fun, man. And I'll meet you in the middle since you think it's so bad.
I don't think it's fun at all. But I mean, you're
not fun at all. Hey, so what does everybody think? Okay, hold on. Let's go to the
we have taste.
Look,
I did notice, like, when I saw when it finally, like, that was the last time I was so excited to be fucking for a DVD to come out. I was I'm almost saying came for a DVD that came out. I was so fucking excited, and I remember, like, fucking my mom was working at a video store at the time, so she got it like a couple of days earlier. I fucking brought it home, put it in. Fucking Mac was living it with me at the time. I was so excited to watch this fucking movie, and I'm watching it, and I'm just like, this is not the same. This is not the same. It's never going to be the same again. It's never going to be the same. But yeah.
Well,
I remember watching it on home video. I was like, fucking, this is like a 5 out of 10. I feel nothing watching this.
Kind of like Land of the Dead.
On right now and watch it. It's very watchable. It's very.
I'd rather watch.
I think it's totally fine.
I'd rather watch.
Make
Jason
them
X.
remember. I like your fucking brother in the bathtub.
I would not rather watch Jason X.
I would.
Okay, Jason X is fucking terrible, and Todd's trying to troll, but he can't be Zach. He's trying to be Zach because Zach's on here, but he's failing.
I'm not trolling.
Like such a you can't.
I'd rather watch Jason X.
Oh, I'd rather watch Jason X. Yeah, nobody's gonna buy that when anybody says that. No, come on. Okay, so let's go to the audience here because we got a lot of input. Okay. We got a lot of input. Let's let them talk. So, hold on. Bad script, bad direction, hold on. Shit. Go back up here. Sorry, guys. Opening scene. You may never nightmare. I love. Yeah, Mendoza. We did a commentary of that. About too polished. That's what we're saying. This Human Place, too polished. It's got that Ronnie, you fucking things going on with it, which I don't necessarily hate it, but I really don't put it with all these other movies. To me, it exists on its own little plane, and I think it's supposed to. It's supposed to be like a spinoff. That's the way. It's like a comic book. When you had. They've made comic books where literally Batman is fighting Wolverine, right? Where they blend DC and Marvel, but we all know none of that's canon. It's just for fun. So it feels like a comic. Sean Boyle says Kelly Rowland dropping that F-bomb. Yeah, she's cringe. She's terrible. And that kind of takes you out of the movie a little bit when you have Destiny's Child in there. You're not even scary. Butter knives. What's with the butter knives? It's very cringe. It's terrible.
Fucking amazing.
I don't like it.
I love when they put actors. They put fucking pop stars, rappers. I love that shit. Fucking what was the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie that had Trey Songz in it?
That was the Do Your Thing, Cuz. Yeah.
Do Your
3D.
Thing, Cuz. That movie is gonna go down in fucking history. That movie's gonna go down in fucking history. We're gonna remember that 8,000 people are gonna be buying that on the fucking. Remember how you showed off that fucking nice steel book, the original? They're gonna be doing that with that one. Like fucking the one with that chick from the True Detective in it.
Blanco, that's right. I'm not going to say the word because YouTube is hardcore, but Blanco says, don't they call Freddy the F word in it? You know, the F, the slur.
Freddy?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. They do. But what it doesn't
cut out.
I don't really know where the line goes, but it's so 2004, man. That was kind of like the last couple of years where you could get away with saying that. Then like the 90s officially died. It took a couple years into the 2000s for those 90s to die.
He died with the puka shell necklaces.
This in Human Place, you know why they sing that guy is hammy as fuck. What do we? Which guy is that?
Fucking 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you. You know why they sing that?
Oh,
that's why he comes for you.
Oh, he comes in all intense in the high school. He's like walking. You know why you see that? He's like, hey, lay off. And you see Jason Ritter. Yeah.
Why'd they even write that down as a line? 1, 2, first go for. You know when that's saying that? Because that's when he comes for you. Like that's what it says in the song. You didn't have
So
to say that at
stupid.
all.
And you're just
So
doing what Freddy wants you to do, man. Stop talking. Stop bringing the song out, man. So
That was the
stupid.
kid. That was the kid from Air Bud, the fucking bully kid that was in the team with him. Fucking Air Bud kid, champ.
Nice. He peaked. All right, and he says this Inhuman Place. He says, and we get Scut Rupkus from A Christmas Story in the bathtub. Yeah, he's like, if you remember, that fucking redhead guy. I think it's funny. I think it's well directed. I think the scenes look cool. I think the way I think all the camera shots look cool. I like that scene where he's like, not strong enough yet. It's visually pretty striking. Down the street, you see Freddy. I just don't think it's offensive. It does what it's supposed to do. I don't take it
terrible.
that
The
seriously.
ending's cringe as hell.
No, that's the best part of the damn movie, Todd. Don't
It's
even play.
cringe.
Don't even play.
You mean the very
cut
end?
When he
Freddy's
wink-
head
you
off.
love it when Freddy winks, dude. You love it when
That's
Freddy
so
winks.
no, I don't.
You
So
fucking love
stupid, dude.
it.
Why would I
all knew
like
Fred-
that?
We all knew Freddy wasn't gonna die. We all knew nobody was gonna really die. We all fucking knew that. Like, didn't we? Did anybody really go into this?
This bitch is dead on her feet, and when he waves her hand, dude, you like those are kind of cool, man. Where you get to see like Freddy in Crystal Lake and the dreams and stuff like that, fucking the counselor, and
I remember that was a thing whenever like it came out and people found out you saw it. They were like, "Who wins?" It's like fucking neither one of us gonna win. They're not gonna want to end one of these series.
It's
We
just
always
like
used to have
that.
bets on who's gonna win. Yeah,
It's just like that Godzilla Kong movie that came out a couple years ago. They were doing the same thing. Place your bets. They were doing the same fucking shit. And guess what? Neither one of them die. Of course not. But anyway, yeah. What we got? Thank God. Sean Boyle says, "Thank goodness, Pinhead did not get dragged into this bullshit because that was in one of the scripts, right? The drafts where they both like Freddy takes him to hell, and then or was that fuck, was that meant for this, or was that like a weird script for Jason Goes to Hell?
That was for this. It was going to be
It was
ending,
okay, like the end where maybe Freddy won, takes him to hell, and then like you see the chains like stop them from because I guess they're continuing the battle there, and then he intervenes. Yeah, that would be stupid. And then they had the prospect of Ash being in a sequel, Freddy vs. Jason vs. Ash, and something happened with the rights there. I think what it came down to is everybody wanted their character to win because they're all three different studios.
well, Ash is going to be the first to get killed.
No, Ash is the hero, though. In my opinion, Ash has to win.
Ash is human, though. The other two aren't human.
Doesn't matter. Ash kills fucking deadites and all kinds of non-human shit. I just feel like Ash. I would love to see Ash in a nightmare, dude, with Freddy and how he would react. I think that'd be really funny. Like, because if anybody's gonna go toe to toe with Freddy's wit, it's gonna be Ash, right? I would love to see that. So, but like,
Freddy could beat anybody, though. I mean, if you can get into somebody's head, you already won.
Dude, fucking teenage girls beat Freddy all the fucking time. They fucking kill him all the time.
They didn't kill him. Why is he still going?
He never goes back after him. Whatever, they put the reset squad. He doesn't go after him. He picks a new target, man. He gets one up all the time. He gets dunked on. So I would have liked Ash against Freddy, and Ash against Jason, just sort of like a big hulking monster would have been fun. Anyway, we are going to put that smack dab in watchable is what we decided, and I'm happy with that. All right,
we hit 7K finally.
We have what?
Said we hit 7K, Mendoza said.
Yeah, we passed 7K. That's awesome. I mean, slow and steady wins the race, man. We appreciate all you guys sticking with us. So, what are the scripts here? The two of them falling into hell, the chains. Oh, yeah, the scripts. The two of them falling into hell, and the chain surrounds them. And Pinhead asks us if there's a problem, gentlemen. Yeah, that's what I remember too.
And then
which Pinhead?
Frank comes out, fucking cock in hand, and he's stroking it. And he's fucking like,
oh yeah,
like,
dude,
he's like, Freddy, we look the same. Freddy, I don't have skin. We look the same.
Nah, they should have like had the leprechaun show up at the end.
Fat Pinhead.
They just all show up at the end. They just all show up and have a little one-line cameo. Fucking Chucky walks by. Fucking the Scream guys there.
Okay, well, the next entry we got to talk about, I think, is also going to be very fun, very divisive, but we're going to talk about New Nightmare, right? So this is another movie that I don't think lived up to its full potential necessarily, but it's definitely not bad. it's a movie I always remember being better than it really is, and I go back and I watch it. I'm like, oh yeah, it still just doesn't quite hit the mark. But it was kind of the first of its ilk. Everybody knows that Wes Craven sort of perfected this whole meta thing he was trying to do with Scream, which came out 2 years later. I just wish this was better than it was. But how do you guys feel about Wes Craven's New Nightmare?
Fucking, I would give it at least a 6 again.
Yeah, it's at least in here, right? It's at least
Exactly.
right here.
There's a
But
part of me that's like, I would give that a 7, I think. But then, like, there's a part like that's what I think in my gut. But then, like, if I remember right, when I went back and watched it, I was like, fucking, it's not quite a 7. It's not. I don't know though. Fucking, for some reason, I remember this movie being a little too long.
Go ahead.
I just don't think it goes hard enough. I think it needs to be darker than what it is. And actually, it comes off much lighter in tone than, say, the first 2 movies. And I feel like
they wanted to make him freaking super dark and like fucking we're gonna redesign his glove and shit. And then what we end up getting is like fucking this plastic. It's supposed to look like it's fucking like just like what we ended up getting. A fucking K and B did that. Fucking it doesn't look dark at all. It just looks like a fucking plastic glove. Fucking the bones are all shiny, like fucking.
I think it looks awesome, dude. I think Freddy looks awesome in this one too.
Yeah, people shit on how Freddy look. Now, I will say Freddy does not look like a burn victim in this at all.
No.
It's not like the first 2 movies where he looks burnt. He looks like
he's
he's got like
mongoloid, dude.
He looks like he's got a prosthetic fucking mask on, and a special effects artist did his makeup, but it still looks cool. And I just feel that what they were going for could have been so awesome. Like, I like the whole thing of Freddy an evil manifesting in the form of Freddy in the real world could have been so much darker. It could have been because they act like it's really the manifestation of Freddy, but I'm like, I like the idea of it. What if it was just legit some kind of fucking demonic hellspawn that was feeding onto these fears and materializing into this form of Freddy? But still, it wasn't dark enough, and we have too much daylight. It's got the most daylight of any Freddy movie I've ever seen in my life, and
it does. And the fact that they brought in Wes Craven, I thought was kind of. I mean, it's hokey, but I kind of liked it. I thought it was kind of cool how they brought Wes Craven in too.
It was all meta. Like, what you have Robert Englund playing himself, you have John Saxon. I kind of like what they were going for with like the realities blending, right? Where somewhere in the middle of the movie, John Saxon is calling Nancy like the daughter and stuff like that. Like, what are you talking about, John? And it's all like the realities are fucking merging. It's really, really cool. It's just they just don't go dark enough with it. I don't know what it is, and I really don't like Miko Hughes. I know
I thought he was great. I like him.
He's my guard. It's not Miko Hughes' problem. I just think Wes Craven, or did he actually write this one? I don't remember. I know he directed it, but whoever wrote the damn script doesn't know how to write little kids, because they clearly wrote like a toddler, like some kind of 3 or 4-year-old. And Miko Hughes is so fucking obviously 10, and they have him like sleeping with mommy and dino jammies, talking like a stupid kid, like a 3-year-old, and it just sounds so hokey. Daddy, blood. It's like
maybe he's fucking mentally deficient. Maybe he's highly regarded, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Or something.
There's a lot of things going for the movie, so it's just one of those things. I love the scene where the dad is driving in the car singing "Losing My Religion" by REM, and the Freddy glove comes out, taps him on the dick, and jumps up. I think that's pretty brutal, right? It's probably the most brutal kill in the whole movie, and obviously it's very much kind of a callback. Don't we get like a similar type of death in like Freddy 5 or whatever? Yeah, it's cool. It's kind of like what?
Remember how bad that CGI effect looks when his head comes through?
I hate it. It's like, I hate why do they do that? Like, just,
he like fucking like he just like fucking touches the tip of it with his razor blade. Wouldn't that have been fucking so much better if instead of like him like adjusting his dick there, he instantly came as soon as Freddy did that. Like, he just likes the pain.
I still do this though. I quote him all the time when I'm driving and I'm tired and it's nighttime. I slap the fucking wheel. Come on. That's me in the corner. That's me in the spot. He goes, come on.
That's funny.
But and I like the idea that he's a special effects artist. I like it. Like, if
he's a special ed student.
He's a special ed teacher. Yeah, if you were pitching this to me in an elevator and I was a producer, it sounds awesome. Everything about the pitch sounds great. it just didn't come out as dark as it should have, and I think they should have went. It should have been the darkest of all the Freddy movies, in my opinion.
Yeah, no,
And
I agree
I
with that.
really, really, really hate the whole Hansel and Gretel fucking metaphor going throughout it. I really hate it. I think it's cheesy. I think the whole third act fucking blows. I think the whole breadcrumbs, Hansel and Gretel, I'm gonna eat you. I'm gonna eat you up is cool. That's cool. That's it. And to me, that kind of breaks. But it breaks the vibe. The whole movie, Freddy's serious. We're talking about a serious entity here, and but when he starts doing the rubber face and it's stretching out, this is kind of back to silly Freddy, and it kind of breaks it a little bit for me. And then especially when like the tongue is moving around and Dylan's like going to stab it, and then you see like look on his face like ooh like don't stab my tongue. I'm like, I don't know. It's just sort of breaking the continuity with everything for me. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Fucking now, I'm
It's-
just hating it. The more we think about it, I'm just hating the movie now.
But there's wonderful
I
scenes.
enjoy it.
Let's cut this evil out of him. That whole fucking scene, like I said, there's a lot of callbacks to the franchise, which is obviously part of the meta. I love it when Julie is fucking getting dragged up through the ceilings, and hey Dylan, ever play Skin the Cat? And let's cut this. I love the whole hospital scene. I think it's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I even like the I touched him. I think that's really fucking cool. And that's. I'm sorry. Isn't that like insinuating molestation? Isn't that what that's supposed to mean when he says I touched him? What else is Freddy? What does he mean?
Exactly. We
And
don't
I
know
love
what
this.
he meant.
And I love the scene.
I like the freeway scene. Is that where he's holding Dylan with his finger?
Yeah. Well, I've legit had those nightmares even before New
Yeah.
Nightmares and ever a thing. I used to have that nightmare as a kid before this movie ever existed, where like the giant monster was in the sky because you couldn't run away. I love it when he appears in the sky, and it's like, yeah, it's like you can't hide from this fucking guy. He's like
Looks
all-seeing.
fucking hokey as fuck when he appears in the
The
sky.
effects now are very 90s, but the concept is cool when he turns into all the Freddys, right? Right. It's just I love it. I think it's cool, and him lifting him over the traffic and shit. I think it's cool.
I forgot to mention that I still have my original fucking DVD set of this fucking. One side it shows classic Freddy, one side it shows fucking New Nightmare Freddy, and I was always like, I hate fucking New Nightmare Freddy. Fuck him. Like the spine. The spine has New Nightmare Freddy looking like fucking
Columbo or something.
looking like the fucking Nightmare Freddy, fucking New Nightmare, and then I like that side better. It has the fucking logos of all the movies.
But that's got New Nightmare Freddy eyes, though, right?
Yep.
It does. I just fucking I disregard that.
I love my NECA. I love my New Nightmare NECA Freddy. I like it. I like the leather pants and the leather boots and the trench coat. And he's got the really vibrant red and green sweater, because his red and green sweater is like really bright in this. You know what I mean? Because in the regular movies, it's so dirty that the green doesn't really look green, and it's always so dark. I don't. He looks jacked. Like he looks like he's wearing a bodysuit or just a lot of layers, because Freddy looks just beefier. And his head too. I don't hate it, and I like the devil head. I think that's so fucking cool. And I love the scene where Nancy kind of has her first episode where she's going to that TV show, and then Robert Englund surprises her, right? And it's fucking giving her PTSD, and he's like, "You are all my children now." And he's like, and he's walking through the crowd.
Oh, yeah, that's
he's
funny.
There's
the
kids
Oprah Winfrey show.
There's like the kids cosplaying as Freddy, and there's like a little kid wearing the mask, and he's got the fake glove, and Freddy's like, "Ha, give me 4!" Ha! And he's so fucking stupid. I love it, and I love the driver too. You in that movie, with the guy with the like, and she's just like, yeah. I love your stuff. That's what I love about this job. I get to meet all the celebrities. I'm hardly a celebrity. Oh, kid me, I love your stuff. Hey, I should have killed off Freddy. I think it's funny, dude. So the whole movie's about like, oh god, was the manifestation of Freddy evil mad? They killed him off. I don't know. I don't even fucking know. Like I said, it misses the mark, but yeah, I'll put it in watchable, because I kind of want to even say I'm kind of with Zach. Like, right now, I want to say it's a 7, but I know the second I go back and watch it again, I'm like, yeah, no, I don't know why I was thinking that.
I'm with you. I'm with you on this. Both what you guys are saying.
6 point. I'm going to say it's a 6.5. But it's one of those movies like Blade Runner where I always want to love it more, and I always want to go back to it, and I don't usually. But what did you guys all say for it? Yeah, hey kid, ever play Skin the Cat? Freddy's tongue is boss in it. much like the amazing puppeteer kill in Nightmare 3. Yeah, the whole Dylan and stuff like that. Yeah, a lot of the stuff is callbacks to the franchise, which is awesome. They set it free because they killed him off, remember?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is kind of a little hokey. I kind of wish it was a little bit simpler, like just almost like a real dark possession movie where a demon was taking the form of something like that. I think that's a little cooler. The slit out tendons, yeah. Oh boy, we got to talk about the next one. Absolutely, this Inhuman Place. So that's where we got. Okay, the next one, Freddy's Dead. My lord. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and leave this right here until you
Freddy's
guys.
Dead is amazing. Freddy's Dead is fucking incredible.
Okay, well, maybe it doesn't go here, but it's. I'm just gonna get it out of the way right now. This is the worst one. The remake, it is the worst. Nothing is gonna go behind this. So basically, you just got to prove to me where it goes after this. But Freddy's Dead is one of these movies I loved as a kid, so I almost want to give it a point for that.
I'm with you on that. This actually scared me as a kid. This movie, a certain part that I can talk about.
And crazy nostalgia, and I go back and I watch it. I'm like, what is this piece of shit?
It's terrible.
It's a bad movie. It's a bad movie. What makes it fun though is how 90s it is, and that's the only reason it's fucking
it's
memorable.
the only mainline Freddy movie that takes place in the 90s. It's a turn of the 90s, and that's why I give it a point too, because I love everything.
Like the fucking poster. I like the poster of it, even though it's so stupid looking. Fucking, what is like the thing with Freddy's face? It just looks like it was pasted on there like a sticker. He almost looks like his head is shaped like Joe Camel or something, and it's like fucking. It's amazing. Fucking, I like that poster.
I like the soundtrack. I like how 90s it is. The fashion's 90s, all turn of like 1990, 91. I love that era. So yeah, I give it points for that. And I
remember who did the score. Remember who did the score for Freddy's Dead?
Well, Goo Goo Dolls was on the soundtrack, but who did the score?
Brian May.
Not that Brian May. There's two.
I thought it was that Brian May, but you at one point we were doing a commentary and you revealed to me it's like I don't think it's the same Brian May. And I was like, I didn't even think of that. What if I was thinking that movie was better than it is this whole time? And it's not Brian May.
I didn't hear any like one note harmonies in this movie, not a single one.
Exactly.
None of this sounds like Queen. But you know who does a lot of like really weird kind of Stuart Copeland, right? Of The Police. He does a lot of film score stuff, and he's done off the wall shit like this. He's done a lot of stuff. But anyway, yeah, it's got
Tom Arnold. It's got Tom Arnold.
So as a kid though, I didn't really get a lot of the shit that this movie's about, probably because it was made for me. It's so much product placement. You know, all the
Nintendo glove
shit. I mean, they didn't actually say Nintendo, so it wasn't a real product placement, but just like, oh, you forgot the power. All the pop culture references were on crack. This is your brain. This is your brain on drugs. Bong, hitting Johnny Depp, which is hilarious.
He says now I'm playing with power, and they actually got sued by Nintendo. Or they asked Nintendo if they could use that. They said no, and fucking Robert Shade's like, use it anyway, and we'll pay him a check if they sue us, and they never sued him.
That's awesome. Yeah, and nice graphics. And those graphics fucking sucked. Boing, 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 boing. Like when he's like bouncing him. But yeah, you have, like I said, the whole war on drugs, Reagan campaign, this is your brain on drugs, Johnny Depp. I mean, it's just a lot of pop culture references. And just I don't know. I feel like the whole kill at the beginning too is where you know, the kid who he believes is Freddy's son is falling out of the plane.
The airplane sequence is used to terrify me as a kid.
Yeah, it's cool. Like I said, the scenes are cool, the kills are cool. It's still classic Freddy, but once again, you have Freddy Krueger as the Wicked Witch of the West. It's just on crack.
That never bothered me as much as
I'll get you, my pretty. Little... but I'm saying, is this not a reference to a commercial, guys, when he's falling out of the plane and you got that like wide shot of Freddy pushing the bed of spikes?
The spikes, yeah.
And he's like, he like rests like he's tired. I feel like that was a commercial, like some kind of ad back in the day.
Did he say fatality afterwards or what?
No, come on now.
Okay,
I love it. I love it when he's falling, dude, and he's like, "You think I'm your daddy? Wrong." He's like cutting it, dude. It's so funny, dude. I don't know. Like I said, talking about it, I'm like, hey, this movie's awesome. What am I talking about? But I'm gonna go watch it, and I'm gonna be like, God, this sucks. So, But yeah, I mean,
nice hearing from you, Carlos. It's my favorite scene in the movie. Like
nice
that
hearing from
whole
you, Carlos, is classic.
what is that? Like that has to get the cake because it's so fucking weird. Like he has the guy's he puts a bug in his ear. Like that's so fucking weird. Like and then like the way it
And
comes
then
out
it
is
turns
so
into a weird, like mutated
Yeah.
thing, goes around his ear, and I just love the look on when he's he's got the chalkboard, and then he makes it bigger, and he's like, he's scratching it, Yeah, it's absolutely stupid. So,
This is
So
better than
dumb.
Freddy versus Jason. I know that.
Zach, what do you think? Where do you put it personally?
I
This
don't
movie
know.
introduced me into Sepultura because this is where I first discovered it because somebody etched Sepultura in the shitty bathroom they do at the truck stop. It's like I was like, what is Sepultura written on the wall?
People debate which one's worse, this one or part 5.
We'll
And
get to part 5.
I
But,
think I always said that part 5 is worse than this one. Yeah,
but
I give this one on Letterboxd. I have it as a 6 out of 10.
whew, really?
I do.
Gosh.
All that
Let me see.
nostalgia is
10,
enough to
8,
give it a 6 for me.
6, 7, 5. This is 8, 5, 6. I don't know. I'm gonna stand firm on blah, but I guess we'll find an average. So where do you so Zach puts it into watchable, right? Where would you put it in watchable, in between? Or
In
would you do it-
between.
What about Zach? Where would you put it? Because we're going in order
Fucking
here.
Blah
Is
is
it bet-
fine with me if you want to put it there.
I
It's
think it's
fine,
bad.
okay.
There's a part of me that's like it's a 6 out of 10, but then it's like maybe it's like a 5 out of 10. Fucking, and that could be considered a blah. Fucking, it's hard to. It's hard
Nostalgia
to, like,
goggles.
It's extremely weird because all the cool shit I keep talking about it that are good for the movie is also what hurts the movie. Yeah, the Tom Arnold and the Roseanne thing, that's funny, but it also hurts the movie. We'll never let him get
That
you.
scene is fucking garbage. That scene is,
Yeah, it's
is
terrible.
terrible.
It's terrible, and it makes no sense. And there's no parents there. It's like, why are they randomly there? There's like no adults. And then, of course, yeah, somebody mentioned it. You have Alice Cooper playing the dad. Yes, sir. May I have another? Right? And he's like whipping him. It's Freddy's dad.
decided
That's
that-
cool.
That was a big downfall for the movie too, is they decided they wanted the ending to be in 3D for no reason. They just decided that while they're making it. So all of a sudden it wasn't about how like we have to make Freddy's death memorable and cool. It was like we gotta do something that'll look good in 3D. So like,
And we got to like have that really stupid subplot of these stupid sperms that gave him his power so they can be in 3D moving around.
exactly.
And I want it all. It's fucking bad, dude. I really, really fucking hate that. And
You're watching it on video and it's like, why is everything just like looking at the camera all of a sudden? Why are these sperms like jumping out of the camera all of a sudden? Like the idea that it's supposed to be in 3D, like it just washes over you, forget about it.
I don't know. What do you guys think? And what do you guys think it should fall? My boy Yafet Kato got dirty, man. He was done dirty by being in this movie, right? He's the black guy with the Jerry curl. He's an alien, man. He's in all these great movies, supporting roles, and he did Freddy's Dead. So I think it's blah.
I'm fine
Riverman-
with blah. I'm fine with blah.
I mean, do you guys have anything you want to say? I mean, maybe I'll keep it a high blah. Yeah, Mendoza says he heard our commentary of this. Yeah, nice graphics. Yeah, don't forget the Power Glove. The final girl was hot though. Freddy? You know, the final girl, Freddy's daughter, that was Frank Zappa's daughter.
Mm-hmm.
That's
right.
one of the Zappas.
That was Billy Zane's sister.
Billy Zane's sister. Why did I say Frank Zappa? Zane Zappa, same thing. You're right, Billy Zane's sister. I'm an idiot. That's like Zach saying Bill Clinton does all those cool scores, all those dank movie scores.
Was he playing saxophone? Was he
George
playing
S. Clinton. No, but you're right, and it's funny because lately I've seen his sister and Billy Zane do conventions together. And they really do look like each other. It's kind of odd. Like if you put a fucking wig on Billy Zane's bald head, you could fuck him and just pretend it works.
She's very Stacey. She's very Stacey.
All right. Does Cooper do the ending track? He has to, right? Does he?
That was Iggy Pop.
Iggy Pop. Yeah, that's right. And they always had great soundtrack. You had the Fat Boys in part 4. You had Dream Warriors Docking in part 3, and you got that song from Freddy's Dead. So
why was that ball?
Okay, so we're getting more exciting here. So we're gonna move on to Another cool poster, if I can start off by saying something nice about it. I love the tagline, Freddy delivers. It's great. I love the poster. I like the tagline. Even the story on paper is kind of fun, right? The whole being born through a child type thing is kind of cool. But yeah, there's just something about this movie that is fucking boring.
So forgettable.
This movie is a 3 out of 10 for me.
And what were they doing? Why were they they were trying to avoid violence in this, right? You have like the artist guy, and he's like, his death is turning him into paper and just shredding him. I'm like,
the MPAA was going real. This is when they were at the peak of their like fucking like they're getting mad that like fucking movies are getting so violent, so they're really cutting down on it. And fucking the only way you can see this movie unrated is on VHS, still to this day.
To me, this was, I mean, you could argue that Freddy's Dead was sort of the pinnacle of Freddy just like smelling his own farts and being a joke of this, but I think Freddy 5 is like, to me, the height of exhaustion and Freddy becoming a parody of himself.
Yep.
Even though Super Freddy's funny, right? It's pretty fucking stupid.
It's not funny. It's stupid.
I thought the dream sequences in this suck too.
Yeah, you have like, I need the need for speed. And he's like the fucking the motorcycle, the interface on the motor. It's like, what is this?
You want to know the dream I always would like that's burned into my mind? The fucking the one shot in this movie that's seared into my mind, and I think about every time I think about the movie. It's fucking Freddy in like the boiler room in the water, and he's like, it's like a hot tub, and he comes out of the water and he spits water out and he just looks at the camera. That's what always comes to my mind when I think of this movie. And like, to me, that's like fucking, that just says everything about the movie. It's just so fucking stupid. It's like, why did they do that? The best dream in the movie is probably the Need for Speed one. Fucking the motorcycle accident.
I still give it somewhat props though for trying to be inventive. I mean, that became like the branding of Freddy to have these really inventive. So like that's why these movies will never be as bad as this one, because there was no even trying with this movie. So part of me doesn't want to shit on it too hard, but Freddy needed to take a break. He was tired at this point.
It's so funny because like part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, they're all just fucking doing better than the last movie, and they're just like fucking like, we're just gonna fucking shit these movies out every year. Like, hell yeah.
Because they were cool with like just burning the candle out. Like, as long as we're just gonna keep pumping them out while we're still making profit. We're still making profit.
Part 5, they put out part 5 and people are like, oh, we hate it, and they're like, time to kill him. It's like,
like, it wasn't an option to just let him rest for a few years. It's like, we got to pump him out every single year. Yeah, it was so. But was it around Friday 5, or was it Freddy's Dead when we started? Where was the height where we were having like Freddy rap albums and fucking shit? You know what I mean? Like, where he was like Bart Simpson.
I think that was around 89.
Probably like Freddy 5. Yeah. The saturation was real, man. So where do you guys want this? Blah, or is this horrible but ahead of Nightmare? Horrible?
I would probably put it in horrible.
I would too. I'll put it above Nightmare. What do you guys think? Let me see here. Does
if the unrated version finally came out on Blu-ray or 4K and all that, it would be a 5 out of 10. Like, it still wouldn't be a good movie.
I want to see the unrated version.
Blanco says cool practical effects, though. I'm not knocking that, but Mutineer says part 4 left it with nothing to work with. Why do they have to like pick up where the last movie left off? Like, why do they do that? Why were they trying to do that with 3, 4, and 5? They
unless they pulled them back to back. I don't know.
I'm saying 1 was its own movie, then 2 was its own movie. I kind of like the whole install. It's just they don't have to connect. And then all of a sudden, like, 5, hey, 3's a big hit. Now we got to connect 4 to 3. We got to connect 5 to 4. And
they should have fucking intermingled it with their fucking other great series, Critters. Fucking Freddy and Critters getting together. Fucking the Critters are having dreams and shit. Freddy's
would that be Fritters?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. See, I don't. It's like when South Park, in the later seasons of South Park, they had to like have like the whole fucking thing running on, like all the episodes are one long arc. But we all know South Park was best when every episode was sort of standalone, and that they should have just kept that going with Freddy. Obviously it didn't work for Freddy's Dead because they kind of did it again. They hit the reset switch a little bit. Anyway, Nothing to work with. Adrian
Now we
Mendoza,
got good shit to talk about.
Pump the Calm. That's a different franchise.
See, we did all the bad ones at the
Fat
beginning,
Boys
so
did
now we
part
got
3,
good
didn't
shit.
they? No, that was Dream Warriors. Fat Boys
Oh, yeah.
was part 4. Yeah. I
Fat
love the
Boys
Dream
was-
Warriors, though. It's a great song.
Fat Boys was 3, I think. I think so.
Wait, I thought that was Dream Warriors. Maybe
Dream
hold
Warriors,
on. I'm gonna go to Google
Dream
here.
Warriors had the
Sorry.
Vinnie Vincent.
Nightmare on Elm Street. Fat Boys. Are you ready for Freddy? Hey, that's the song.
Oh, Freddy.
Are you ready for No, Are You Ready for Freddy? It's Elm Street 4, the Dream Master. Yeah, it's on Wikipedia. So in your
I thought that's what I said. Oh, you said 5.
No, in the chat. No, they were saying I said 4 and somebody was saying 3 in the chat. But that was clearly Dream Warriors by Doc. And Vinnie Vincent did a song. What was Vinnie Vincent on? He was in Kiss for a minute. Now he's a woman.
He did the fucking it's a great song. Love kills and love is no love.
Vinnie Vincent was on my favorite Kiss records, but now he's a woman and he has breasts. It's very hard to look at. Yeah, it's fucking weird. Anyway, yeah, it did Drew. Anyway, so that's awesome. I think we're all pretty happy with where we put that. Does anybody have any objections in the chat, guys? That this is pretty bad. We're gonna put it above the remake, but it doesn't deserve to be outside of horrible. Okay, so now it's gonna get a little bit more favorable. We're gonna move on to part 4, aka Dream Warriors Light. But it is I have a special fondness for this one. Because
I love this one.
I know on paper it's not as good as 3, but I grew up with this one. I think I watched 4 more as a kid. We rented it a lot. It was at the library we'd rent it.
This is like one of the first horror movies I saw as a kid. It was 4.
It's got the I know I know the stories about the cutting costs and running out of money. So let's make the invisible kill Freddy's invisible glove. I think it's cool though. I think they worked really well with the problem, and I like the idea of the kung fu dude fighting an invisible, like fighting nothing, and then him kicking the glove and the glove comes out. And
what's so funny about that is like they had like a more intricate dream for that part, but fucking Robert Englund was late to the set, so they just he's invisible. It's that fucking lame. When you find that out, it almost makes it like, now I hate this. Now I hate this fucking scene.
That they couldn't have waited. What am I, a rabbit? Mutineer says it's awful. I hate all the people in part 4.
What? Yeah. It's all the people in part 3. It's the same
people. No, it's not all the same people.
Well, you got 3 of them.
Well, they get killed off. The Dream Warriors all get killed off. He's talking about the new kids. Like, we're dropping like flies here and all those guys. Yeah, they're all, none of those people are as memorable as Kincaid and Joey and all that stuff.
The kid that does martial arts in his fucking room and listens to that band that reminds me of Rites of Spring. Anytime I listen to Rites of Spring, I think of that kid from fucking Nightmare on Elm Street 5 doing all the fucking 4 doing all the karate shit in his room. Please tell me what the hell is wrong.
He's
I've seen him into something else. No, but Lisa Wilcox is in this, and I'm not a huge fan of hers acting.
Is that why you fucking lost my interview? You made it disappear.
But the funny thing is about Lisa Wilcox in this movie is she is like the worst friend ever, because she's like bringing all of her friends to Freddy, and she knows she's doing it. I mean, if she was a real friend, she would have just offed herself or something.
You ever have those dreams where I have lucid dreams all the time, and I know that like fucking, oh shit, I better not think of something that creeps me out because it'll happen in my dream. I always assumed it was happening like that. Like
I'm gonna pull you into one of my dreams.
Like when I realize I'm dreaming, and like whatever I think of can like happen. Like the last thing I want to think of is like being in the ocean, and like fuck, because I'm fucking terrified of like the sharks and shit. Like sharks creep me out. Even I can be watching a movie, not even anywhere near the water. Fucking the sharks movies. There's something about them. Fucking terrifying.
What if you're having a dream? What if you're having a dream that was like really hot and like kind of a wet dream, and then you're like you pulling one of your friends in, they're like, "Aaron, come in," You pull them into
Oh,
the
yeah.
dream.
Right when you just come right in their face as soon as they show up.
Well, let's talk about the kill. I think it's really cool when he's killing off the remaining Dream Warriors. Like I like when Kincaid, the dog, pissing fire in the whole junkyard. I think
That's cheesy. I like it though.
I love the setting. I love the whole junkyard setting and shit and the dog. I think that's really great. I love my favorite kill is soul pizza. You know, if the food doesn't kill you, the service will. Oh, the meatballs and the pizza, dude.
Yeah, I always
just
like
think
that.
It's so cheesy. To me, this was, like I said, it was coming to a boiling point. It didn't quite boil over like it does in 5, where Freddy's just, all right, dude, we're tired. This is too much. You're in on the joke. But 4 was kind of like riding the peak. It was at the top. And I don't really get the thing, like what mirrors kill him. What was the whole deal there? Like, why the fuck is he's got
a dog pissing fire brought him back. They did not give a fuck at this point. Okay,
Yeah.
a mirror. Show him a mirror, and that kills him.
Yeah.
This does have probably my favorite dream sequence with the roach, because that used to scare the shit. I mean, that still holds up, man. Those special effects are awesome.
The Roach Motel.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really creepy. They check in, but they don't check out, and he crushes it.
And just watching her arms rip. Oh man, that used to creep me out.
Yeah, I think 4 is really good. Like I said, I know it's not quite as good as 3, but I don't know. It's sentimental, but
4 has a 7 for me on fucking Letterboxd.
Yeah, this isn't this Inhuman Place. The director getting the role is crazy. Yeah, Rennie Harlan. He went on to do some pretty big movies.
The Never Sleep Again documentary of this is really cool too, so I would highly recommend watching that.
Yeah, that's fantastic. It's one of the greatest documentaries of anything like
but
this.
On 4, they actually, I didn't know a lot of this stuff about 4 until I watched it, and I really enjoyed that part.
Can we let this just nudge good?
Yeah,
right. If good is 7 to 8, I'm gonna, I would say it's like a 7. Like I'm okay with saying that. I'm not saying it's high art or anything like that. So does anybody else have any suggestions on where this should go in the chat? Wait, I hate all the people in part 4 except the nerd girl, but they kill her first, so I could be wrong. Is that the black girl, like the Irma looking girl with the glasses and
want to suck face?
Yeah,
that's the weirdest. That's the weirdest dream. Like, remember how it like a robot is like there at first, but then like you forget that even happens, because then it gets memorable because Freddy's the teacher, and he's just like, that always creeped me out. Like, for some reason, like Freddy was always the one that creeped me out the most as a kid. Like, I could, like, I
me
remember
too.
my early, like whenever I first like started, like I remember, like, I had already seen all the Freddy or the Jason movies and the Michael Myers movies, but it's like Freddy, he was just he was on another level, and it was like, fucking, I'm not ready for that yet. And then fucking, like, when I was ready, it was like, I wonder if it was just like something that touched on the stranger danger thing because we were kids. Like, what if we saw like that guy's a child molester, but we didn't even realize what a child molester was yet? It was just so baked into it.
Blocko, remember
That's
the
genius
windows
shit.
explode in the school? Hell yeah. So moving on, we're getting down to the Holy Trinity. I mean, to me, I know most people wouldn't consider part 2 as far as like a Holy Trinity, but for me it is. I mean, the first 3 movies are the best if I'm really having to choose, but let's go ahead and do 3. So many people consider this the best one in the series. I don't know if I give it to that. Is there anybody that says this shouldn't be in the top tier, or no? Or do we have an argument? Really? Where do you think it should go?
I think it should be ahead of 4. I think it's good. Okay. I think it's more like part 4 where everybody's watching it through nostalgia goggles and the love of the 80s, which I totally agree with, and it makes it cool, but it doesn't make it dreamy. I mean,
but this is the movie. This is the movie that epitomized Freddy on what everybody knows Freddy to be, with the one-liners. And because in the first 2 it was dark, but this is when he became pop culture.
Makes him into a joke. It makes him into a joke.
But he doesn't take it too far. Welcome to Prime Time. Yeah, he's got the lines. To me, this is just what everybody thinks Freddy is. This is what your grandma thinks Freddy is. But I don't know. What do you think, Zach? How do you feel about this flick?
I would actually put 1, 2, and 3 all on the top tier. Like,
I would too.
Basically easy for me. Fucking yeah, I like fucking it. I always have a hard time whether or not I like 3 the best in the series, because it's always a tie between 2 and 3 for me, and I don't know why, because I love part 1 too, but it's just like for some reason it's almost like part 1
One's just
because it's
kind of
almost
played out.
because 1 is almost like a perfect movie to me until the ending. Like the ending just like fucking pulls it down. Like it's
I love the
almost like a
ending.
fucking for some like the way they just kind of they make all the rules and then they break them at the end. Like fucking it's weird. Like fucking she's out, he pulls her or she pulls him outside of the dream, but then like he goes and he kills the mom and she turns into a skeleton and shit. Like it's visually cool, but it's like shouldn't she just burn alive and just be a court? Like why is the dreamy
weren't,
shit happening? But
weren't
then we
those Nancy's
realize,
rules though? Is that, I mean, honestly, was there
yeah,
any rules? I don't know.
I guess we do. Maybe she never even woke up and like fucking never even pulled him out. Like it was all just part of the dream. Like that's
And
probably how it
in the
was.
first movie, though, we're not talking about the first movie yet, but the first movie was in that era in the 80s that we've talked about where you could depict an actress as being 16 but show them naked when she's getting pulled in the bathtub and you see you see it.
That was a
It's so
double, I think.
yeah, but still it's the fact of the matter, like
Yeah.
in the Stepfather and all these movies, these kids were supposed to be 16 but they could be showed taking showers and being naked and shit like that. And
that
very
concept
interesting.
is mind blowing to people now. Like I see people bitching on like they're like fucking this show is disgusting. What's that show? Fucking it's supposed to be high school kids, but they're all having sex in it. That HBO show. Fucking this is disgusting. It's like
Euphoria.
they're not really high school kids. This is how movies were always made when I was a kid. How dare you say this is disgusting?
Mendoza, I saw the first one for the first time a couple of years ago, and I was surprised at how good it was. Well, we aren't at the first one yet.
Let's go back to 3.
But we'll get there because I'm going to sit it here until Todd can convince me it doesn't go here. I think the real interesting conversation is how we order the top 3, right?
I think it's simple.
Kind of. Okay, hold on. So I think it's dreamy. Todd thinks it's more like here, but
I'll give you dreamy. I put it about an
Zach
8 out
too.
of 10. What I would give it.
All right, let's see. A Mutineer says most of the Dream Warriors got taken out too easy. I always want them to fight better when I watch this one. I mean, one of them was in a fucking wheelchair. I think it was too. I think Freddy made it harder than it should have been. Right?
Fucking
I mean,
special guest.
but Joey
special
had that.
guest.
Joey had that dank fucking nurse with the big tits, man. Who's our special guest? Okay, so Josh is joining us late. What's up, Josh?
Joss Whedon.
Hey guys.
What's up, man?
Hey, what's up, man?
Not much.
Yeah, so
Big Kino.
we're pretty deep into this. We're talking about now. We're on to part. We're going in reverse order.
Yeah, I
So
got
now
it. I was listening in my car on the way home, so I
So
had to keep up. with
Todd
the
doesn't think part 3 is A tier, dreamy, which
I think it's 8 out of 10. I like it a lot, but it's not scary to me. It's more comedic, which I do like comedic horror, but I don't like Freddy as comedic as a lot of people like Freddy.
and that's why I could argue that this might be third in the line of the dreamy tier, but it's still the dreamy tier. Where do you think it sits, Josh?
Which one are we on? Sorry.
Part 3, Dream Warriors.
Yeah. So I think the first 5, I'm like right in a row. So the original Freddy's Revenge and 3. So I like 3 a lot, but it doesn't beat out the original or.
But it could,
Revenge.
but that's not where we're at. So yeah, it could be. It could
Okay.
be not as good as the first 2. But let's say dreamy here is a 9 or a 10. That's what you score the movie. Good is a 7 or 8.
Oh, okay.
Right, and so on and so forth. Like we're 4 we kind of put at the good tier. We all kind of agreed 4 was probably like a 7.
Mm-hmm.
So what would you rank this one? Like is it an 8 out of 10?
10,
Yeah,
10 9, 8.
I would put it dreamy. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Part
okay.
3 is a perfect sequel.
I was making the case that this is the movie that epitomized Freddy. This is what people think of Freddy now when he became the pop culture phenom, the jokes. I mean, your grandma thinks of this Freddy. Your grandma doesn't think of "I'll kill you slow" or Mark Patton and the gay dancing in the bedroom. They don't think that. This is
Right.
Freddy. It's not. I'm not saying it's better.
It's where Freddy, the whole franchise kind of hit its stride as
Yeah,
figured out what it was. You know what I mean?
Will Smith was making raps about it, right? It was just, it became a pop culture phenom. And like we were talking about, when we got to part 5, it just sort of hit a boiling point where it was just a parody of itself. It's like, it's okay. They're clearly in on their own joke and hype, and it's just not funny anymore. But anyway, yeah, it's not as scary as 1 or 2, Blocko, but that's true. But it is its own thing. So I'm going to keep it there. Now, to me, this is where it gets hard because my favorite 2 are the first 2. Let's start with part 2. In my opinion, like I said, it's easily going to go here. But
Absolutely.
I'm open for debate. And to me, for the longest time, this was nobody's favorite movie. And then it feels like in the last decade, everybody's been acting like they've always loved this movie, and they weren't talking.
Everybody's always hated this movie. Yeah.
But now everybody loves it. And
when we were first championing this 10 years ago, people were shitting on it.
11, 12 years ago, people
Yeah.
we were talking about. But I think it's kind of special because it's sort of the fringe one, the outlier. It's very unique. The whole gay undertone angle is very unique. It's got very
it's
unique
a super
kills.
crowd pleaser, man. If you put it on for your friends or something, like, maybe they're not big horror fans, so you put it, because to them it all blends together. So you put it on, they're shocked at how fun it is, and it's weird little movie.
That opening school bus nightmare is my favorite nightmare.
Yeah.
It's the best one. I've had those nightmares all the time where I was on a fucking hell-bent school bus, taking me to hell or driving off by itself. And it is, Mutineer. It's the scariest looking Freddy. He looks menacing.
I agree with him on that. Like, that's,
jumping out of the
I think
pool
my favorite
awesome.
Freddy makeups, because he is like just like he's evil looking, just gross, and something kind of raw about Freddy in this one. So
he's covered in that same goo that's on the fucking Oscar Mayer turkey whenever you take it out of the package.
Yeah, Butterball.
And yeah, Todd mentioned it earlier, that whole sequence where he's jumping out of the pool at the pool party. And okay, so like I said, it wasn't until 3, when they came out with 3, they decided to make everything canonical and connect. It's like 3, 4, 5, they all connect, and it's like, it doesn't work for me. And
that had to have been just because it's like, fucking, we're putting these out just for the money at this point. Like, fucking, this is the easiest way to do it. Like, where does it go now? Like, we don't have to fucking restart any new kind of character arcs. We just keep them going and just fucking bring new kids in.
And when part 2 came out, all they had to go off of was the first one. So, they were kind of doing the Leprechaun thing where it's like, hey, look, it's a totally different story where there's kind of different rules. Now Freddy's going to like try and possess somebody, and that'll be his vessel into the real world and stuff. So it's possible they could have kept down that path, kind of like the Halloween thing. Hey, let's just make them installments and every story is going to be different, blah, 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 blah. And it would have been cool. I would have been totally fine with that if, like, in Freddy 3, the hypothetical Freddy 3 we never got, Freddy's a sucker for cleaning shoes, right? Like the Leprechaun, you got to throw fucking shoes and have them clean. Or like, oh God, then this one, you have to have a fucking amulet on him and he turns to stone or whatever. Like,
what if he always had a different gimmick? Like, now he's got a fucking a boot that has blades on the toes.
So I don't know. It's got one of my favorite kills. As gay as it is, I love the gym coach. I love that whole S&M bar.
That's awesome.
Seeing Kawato at the S&M club, and for some reason, the gym teacher takes him back to the gymnasium after hours, and
it's just like
what is he gonna do? Is he torturing him to not tell, or is he gonna rape him? Like, what's going on?
Dream logic. It's dream logic. He might as well have just been fucking building a go-kart with his ex-landlord at that scene.
But it's
also
not
in the shower scenes. There was like a different actor, I think, in a couple shots. Didn't they hire somebody to be Freddy?
Yeah,
and before they brought England back, right?
Really?
The one shot where it's not Robert Englund playing Freddy is when he's in the shower and he walks through and you see him in the steam, and like fucking Jack Shoulder was like, fucking stop acting like Frankenstein, stop being a monster, like, and he walked off. So he's like, if you don't get the fucking other guy back, you're fucking crazy. And they hired Robert Englund. They originally just didn't want to have him back. Yeah,
I love when Kawato is getting his towel smacked, dude, by the dream towels. It's just it's just so funny. But yeah, really, what was his end game? What was Kawato trying to do with Jesse? bringing him back to the
Oh,
school.
he's trying to get with him. Yeah.
He's trying to make him a sex kitten.
Because it's like, hey, you were cruising at this fucking bar, man. I mean, I don't know. It's weird, but it's a good movie. And the whole thing is pretty cool with the reversal where he's like the scream queen and he's kind of the one being pursued and attacked. And, you know, his girlfriend is like the guy in the movie who looks like fucking, what's her face? It's like Meryl Streep. The girl in this looks just like Meryl Streep.
I want to point out that I am convinced that fucking none of the gay stuff in this movie was intentional, and that motherfucker just pretends like he did it on purpose. Fucking, to me, there's nothing more gay in this movie than fucking Corey Haim's character having a shirtless Rob Lowe on his. This was just the 80s, like in fucking.
What's it called? Lost Boys.
The Lost Boys. He's got fucking shirtless Rob Lowe on his fucking like. This is just the 80s. They were openly gay and fucking everybody hated gay people, but they were really gay, but they didn't want to admit it.
I pointed that out to my girlfriend when I was showing her that movie for the first time. And I don't know if that's just the way it was in the 80s. I just think it was misguided set designers. Like, do you know, like, this is supposed to be a boys' room that you're designing for this scene? What's going on here? But it is really, really funny. Yeah, so okay, so so it's obviously here, right? It's obviously out of 3 at least. Okay, so we'll keep it there. So the last but not least, this is the only hard decision. Like, where does this go? So part of me loves 2.
Decision.
Part of me loves 2 the best, but it's just because this one has been. I've watched it so many times, I just don't appreciate it anymore. But if I can kind of remove myself from that, and I could try to watch it through new eyes and pretend like it's the first time. Freddy wasn't a thing before this. Like, what did it feel like when this came out and nobody had ever seen anything like it?
I think if we could all do that, this would probably be the best. But I don't think we can do that. I think for some reason, part 2, just like fucking Freddy in part 2, that's Freddy at his darkest for me.
It is.
To me, it beats the first one. But I still like the first one.
But it's so iconic. You have like
iconic.
The stretchy arms and the fucking alleyway is so scary.
Cutting the fingers off. Yeah.
I was talking to my parents, my mom back in the day, and my mom and dad saw this when it came out when they were like graduating high school, whatever year that was. And they were saying like when this shit came out, it was scary. It's like there was nothing like it. And then you know, like everybody was pretty scared. Like we were scared. My mom was like, I was scared shitless. Going to it's pretty scary, and the whole like this is God and him like laughing that weird hyena laugh and like chasing him like this like in the alley.
Well,
you don't dream see him very much, right? He's more shrouded in the darkness in this movie.
The dream sequences are the scariest out of any of the
waterbed sequence is incredible. The whole spandex coming through the wall,
everything. I mean,
yeah, screw your past,
fantastic. Yeah.
Screw your past. Fuck. This
the
movie
bathtub
is
scene is iconic, right? The shot of everything about it. So,
and the poster art is amazing. I mean, it's probably the best poster art of all of them.
It's just, like
I always hated the top. I always hated the top of the poster where they're showing basically Freddy, but they don't want to show him, and it's like, what the fuck?
That's what's awesome.
It's so good. They rendered. It looks like they rendered some kind of fucking CGI like fucking thing, and it's so weird looking. It doesn't fit to me. I actually prefer the VHS cover where they cut him out.
Oh, I love the creepy skull face. Well, that's when he got his face ripped off. So I mean,
which is awesome. I love that. You know, and he's in. You know, they didn't. He wasn't as developed in this one. This is the first movie. Like his chest is like still human. Right, I think he's even got some like hamburger meat on that chest.
Yeah.
His hands look normal, and his face is fucked. And then it's like, you know, as we progressed through the series, his whole body was burnt.
When Freddy would cut open his breast and fucking the maggots would pour out, did you guys ever want to autistically suck those maggots out of that wound?
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
No, Josh did.
I just think, without a doubt, I'm not trying to say that which one's my favorite yet. But I can't make an argument that this is not more iconic than the second one. Like everything about it, all the dream sequences, the Freddy tongue, the phone gimmick, right? They did the phone gimmick before it really became like a trope, right?
And you have the best acting in it too, out of any of them as well. So
and
you have that.
they had everything to John Saxon's incredible. They had everything to draw from at this point because none of it had been done before. Like all the different because by further down in the series they're probably running low on steam. They had to get silly. It's like, well, what do we do now? Like, what's a nightmare people have? Okay, let's do the fucking Soul Pizza, Roach Motel. Like, we're being really silly now. But the first one comes out and you don't have any of that, so it's like everybody can relate. Nobody can relate to Roach Motel turning into a cockroach and ripping your arms off, but everybody can relate to like maybe falling asleep in a bathtub and getting pulled under. That's like, I think something people would really fear. Everybody can relate to
the waterbed scene.
The water, just the boogeyman, something coming out of your wall. It's very, very rudimentary, and I think it's creepy as shit. So I don't know. What do you think, Zach? You said 2 is better.
I did. It's hard to choose though. They're very close to each other, and like fucking basically, I always thought like part 1 is almost perfect until the fucking end, when I don't know. I
don't like that
thought,
effect where he goes for Nancy and he turns into a bunch of digital effects.
Yeah.
The fucking blow up doll. He's pulling the blow up doll through a window.
He pulled Marge through the window. That was awesome. I love when he did that.
It is cheesy. Like I think they could have did that a little better, but I'm trying to give it a pass.
Is I watched this movie so many times on VHS and never knew what that was. The first time I got it on DVD, and I was like, fucking, I was showing it to my friend Derek, and I was like, wait till you see the ending of this movie. It's so fucking weird. And as soon as it happens, well, the first thing I wanted to see was the fucking alternate ending for part 1. And it showed that same shot. And he's just like, fucking, as soon as we both saw it, we both could tell exactly what they did. And he just fucking came out and said it right away. I was like, fucking, how did that confuse me? How did that get me as a kid? Fucking blow it though.
Dude, well,
on VHS you couldn't tell as easily.
You were talking about England not playing Freddy technically in that shot in part 2, but is it not totally probable that the arm coming out of the door was not Freddy? He was probably just like a fucking crew dude.
It was an extra, yeah.
Probably someone on the crew.
Well, they tagged that scene on, like the studio wanted it, so it was totally like a little tacked on at the end. So they probably filmed it after,
just to make it
everybody went home.
England was probably in a different country at that point,
Yeah, I think, but like I said, I think I can try and look at it through. To me, this one's just the most 80s. I don't know. Looking at it as seeing it for the first time, nothing like it. Dude, just that whole school scene, right, with the Tina and just the where's your hall pass and the whole no running in the hallway when you see just the girl and the glove. Dude, that's creepy shit, dude. Like if you can pretend that's never happened.
Johnny Depp's good in it too. I mean,
everybody's great in it. I think everybody's really good in this movie. I know everybody makes a case for the crew in 3. I think the crew in the first movie is awesome. I think everybody's great.
The original, and first of all, the original I feel like is really different than all the other movies. And so is Freddy's Revenge. So in that regard, they kind of stand on their own 2 legs. So you kind of like them both equally for their own unique, features or whatever. But then after 2, they the bulk of the movies until you get to New Nightmare, they kind of
doing the same thing. We found
a plateau, you know what I mean? So they all kind of blend together a little bit.
They found this thing that they have to do. Like, okay, we got it. It's Freddy's silly. It's all about like bigger and more ridiculous dreams, and So where do you sit? You said they're equal, so you can't put one over the other.
I think objectively looking at it, you got to put the original at the top of the tier. But then I think I like 2 a little bit more because I don't know. I find it to be more
exciting. It's exciting to say 2 is the best, and it's not as beat down. Like the first one it's run down. Like it's been viewed so much.
I think when it comes down to it, I just enjoy it more. It's more fun.
Well, it's probably when you sing less in the first one. Yeah.
But they're tonally very different, so I almost think of them as whereas 3 and 4 are so closely connected in terms of their tone and the execution. The original and the second one are very far apart. Kind of
like I said, they almost were going for this thing where they could have just did installments, like totally unrelated, non-canon. I kind of wish they kept that going, but
when I finally fucking decided, like, I'm gonna be brave, man. I'm finally gonna watch the Freddy movies. Fucking, I remember I went to Paris Video. Fucking, me and Mac talk about all the time. Fucking, we went to it. Fucking had a little Eiffel Tower on the logo. We come back, I rented 1 and 2, and
How highbrow.
they didn't have the clear cases. They had like brown cases. You couldn't see the tape.
Oh yeah,
And they had a
I remember
card in
those.
there. And then it came home, and I took it. I opened up the number 1, and put it in, but they accidentally put 2 in there by mistake. So the first thing I see of Freddy is that fucking opening scene for part 2, and I'm just like, I am fucking scared as fuck. I'm so scared of this motherfucker.
The
I
school
had to
bus?
wait till that. Yeah,
It's so
I had to
scary.
wait till that. I had to wait till that scene was over to get up and fucking turn it off. Fucking put the other one in, because for some reason as a kid you didn't want to go up and take the tape out while you didn't want to get close to the TV because Freddy might reach out of the TV and grab you.
Yeah, it's very, very, very scary. I mean, me personally, I'm kind of okay just calling it 1, 2, and 3 in that order. It's so close that it's not even worth fighting. But I'm just gonna let it. That's why I'm just trying to let it be a vote. So Josh said 2. It sounds like he said 2. Zach said 2. What are you saying, River? 2?
1.
1?
Yeah,
Give it to
1
1?
is not my favorite, but it's the best.
It's just the most. I think I have to go to 1, 2. So we're gonna let the audience. Somebody make a case. Is it 1 or 2? What's number 1? Let's put a nail in this. Part 1 or 2.
1 is a better movie overall, I think.
Human
Other
Place.
than some people don't
yeah.
like the ending, which I understand.
This in Human Place says the original is way, way scarier. Blocko says 1, 2, 3 in that order. I think we're gonna leave it there.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can make a case for 1 or 2. They're both fantastic. That's why the fact that they do stand on their own is why they're the best. So, I mean, that's all we got. That was fun. I really like it. Maybe we should have Zach and even like Josh, everybody, when we start doing some of these other franchises, right? Like, the Friday series and all that stuff. And
yeah, I'm curious. Yeah, you guys have to come on. We'll do the Friday one.
I definitely. I'm more. I love Freddy too, but I'd be more interested in ranking the Friday films in this format. It'd be fun. So definitely give me a heads up on that one.
I mean, if you're free next Tuesday, we can do it next Tuesday. We do these every Tuesday. We can't move that time at 8 Central Time. So that's like what, 9 for you?
9 your time, yeah.
So if you want to do it, we can do it next week. Otherwise, but we're gonna go through some.
We'll figure it out.
Hold off. Because I don't know. I'll message you guys about it. I don't get it.
Okay. And we got other shit we can do too. It's not a big deal. But we're gonna go and call it there. Thank you for everybody joining in. A lot of interaction on this one. I can tell these ones go off well. Stuff like these series, because there's a lot of interaction. A lot of people had a lot of opinions.
Post your list in there in the chat. I'm curious to see what other people think.
Well, you won't be able to see it because this is not going live after this. But post it in the video next week. When it goes up next Tuesday in a video, post your list there.
Rewatch them all.
There's a part of me that's like, hey, this is the official one that we made, but let's make the more cynical movie watchers version where of course Freddy's Dead is in the fucking bottom tier. That's garbage. Like the more popular beliefs, like fucking yeah, like there is a part of me, like I can completely see it being justified in people's minds that like fucking Freddy vs. Jason is blah, like totally, like fucking I wouldn't argue with anybody if they had that opinion.
No,
yeah, that's why I don't argue with you at 3 of being a 9 out of 10. I think it's 8 or 9 out of 10. I mean, no, I think our list is pretty solid.
I think it's pretty solid. So, and like I said, we have a bunch of ideas, but if you guys want to hit us up in the Discord, let us know if you guys have any suggestions. I think all these are coming from suggestions. They all come from somebody that suggested it the previous week. So if you guys have any ideas, hit us up in the Discord or comment on some YouTube video, because this isn't going to be up until next week, which these come out the same day we record a new live one, so we won't get your request then.
I remember I was gonna tell you guys were looking for a title for the show at one point. I was gonna suggest, and I forgot, but
Still
I
don't
remember
have one.
just fucking ISIS. I was gonna suggest sarcastic terrorism. Sarcastic terrorism.
Sarcastic terrorism.
That doesn't really fit the show.
I don't really know what that's supposed to
be.
Is
that Lips of TikTok you're talking about?
Sarcastic terrorism. Everybody's talking about that. We're sarcastic terrorism. Sarcastic terrorism.
I'm pretty sure terrorism is probably a flagged word on YouTube. I'm pretty sure it's going to be like a.
That's why it's so perfect to use.
Anyway. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Really quick, if you want to plug anything, Josh, you want to plug anything? You got any videos coming out or whatever? Or?
I'm currently editing Sleepaway Camp location video, so that'll be coming
Awesome.
out. I'm hoping next couple of weeks. It's kind of a big undertaking, so yeah, we just hit 11.5 subs, so pretty stoked about that. Even though the
Yeah.
channel's been going real slow, but yeah, R-rated show on YouTube. Check it out, and yeah, keep an eye out for that video.
I don't know how he does it, man. His channel is slow, but he moves faster. We started copying you. Like, maybe we should put out less. Just like, because
You gotta leave them hungry for more, man. You know.
Magical rule number 4. Always
I mean,
leave them wanting
we're
more.
always doing streaming stuff, which is cool. But we slowed down the commentaries big time. Which, by the way, we just recorded and then when we do commentaries, it's one we've done 5 million times. We just did a new 3 Ninjas commentary last night.
Oh yeah, that's classic Revival House.
But we
Classic
haven't.
material
We've
right
never
there.
done it on video. Came Gang, Mac and Zach have done it. We've done one for BTM, and now we've done another one. But you know what? This one turned out really, really good. So, and actually, I want to just do all of them. Why not? But are we
They're
guys?
amazing
Yeah,
films.
Mendoza. Are we shadow banned? 100% we're shadow banned. There's no question about it. Like the stuff that we said, it's just we're just not coming up. I mean, we crossed 7,000, which is great. We move. It's just very slow. It is what it is. I mean,
Debbie, the thing is, you guys have more like engagement with your your listeners and stuff. Like, I'll get on live and like nobody's even crickets unless it's one of you guys.
yeah. I mean, who
Because I
knows?
don't get on very much.
And you know what? You also got to look at things like watch time and stuff like that. And I notice it. It's like when we do commentaries, those are very long. Maybe the dropout rate is what you'd expect. Like, you know, but people really like stuff like this. Like when we're doing these shows like this, these stream shows, there's a lot, like people are tuning in for 50% of the video on average, which is massive. Like even massive YouTubers, they don't retain. You're never going to get people that just 100% of all people watch 100% of the videos. So people like this stuff. So it is what it is. And to be honest with you, it's not hard content. It's fun.
No,
So,
I love live streams. I usually watch quite a few of them.
so it's been working for me to do it like this and promote it as being live every Tuesday at 8 p.m. As soon as we go off, it's not live for anybody anymore. And then I edit a video and put it up next Tuesday for a video, and it works. It's been, you know, I think it's helped us pick up a little bit, but it is what it is. We have a new commentary coming out regardless. We got to think of a cinema enema to do soon. I do want to get back to doing some more commentaries a little bit more regularly. And then recently, what do you guys have coming out for Cam Gang? I know we put out the Silent Night, Deadly Night 5 that we put out before Christmas that was private, and now it's finally for everybody, which is fun. What do you guys have coming out?
Next Cam Gang episode is going to be the fucking Riddle Box Insane Clown Posse review.
Which I got to be a part of. They're making me listen to all those shit albums, man.
Good luck with that.
I went all out. I came the first time we did it. I was dressed as Violent J as a juggalo, and nobody else came prepared. And I blew my wad early, and I'm like, I'm not doing this again for the next one. But fucking juggalo.
You guys doing any like events or cons or anything?
Todd and I are Todd's. I guess I don't know. Is it all but official or what? Todd wants to come out.
I'm still talking to the wife. Yeah.
It's to come
Todd's
out
in
and come to our big
negotiations.
con here. I would love for more. All you guys are welcome to come out. You can all stay with me if anybody wants to come out.
There's a con in Arizona.
Yeah, it's Mad Monster Party. They have one in North Carolina too, but it's good, man. We got Robert England here this year. We got
When
Alex
is it?
Winter.
July
March?
first week in July 7th or 8th or something.
You could come out, Zach. You can meet Ted. We can meet Ted from Alex Winter's there.
That's Bill.
Bill. Fuck, I know. Sorry, I know. I knew that. But anyway, we've got Bill. You dick, Bill.
Who else is coming? I gotta look and see if they
look it up.
announced
Freddy,
anybody else.
and then there's a whole bunch of people from what one of the franchises is covered. You know, where they always get like a whole shit ton of people. Is it Freddy? Like there's Mark Patton, which I don't think he'll cancel, right? Because he's going through that whole big.
No, he just released a movie.
Mark Patton is literally like trying to get people to give him money because he's having a big AIDS scare and he's stuck in Mexico because he's on the downturn and he's trying to get money from supporters to get him back to America. It's for good health care because he lives in Mexico.
No, he
So
just
it's just
released
like-
a movie this year, I think.
Yeah, but
Uh,
he was in the AIDS-ridden hospital like last week, man.
oh, he was. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just saying his health is in a real bad place. He's still gonna book stuff, but I don't know if he's gonna show up to that one. I mean, hopefully he gets on the mend. But anyway, it's a good roster, man. Zach, you should come out. I don't know where your closest airport is, but I bet you have a direct connection to Phoenix.
Kim Myers is going to be there too from Nightmare 2.
Yeah,
And you
there's
have
a lot of
Dick Warlock, David Howard Thornton, Terrifier.
Dick Warlock's cool, man. He's super sweet. He's an old man, but he very, very kind, very nice.
And Todd can attest. I mean, it used to be even smaller, but the one you came to last year, because we went to the one last year, Nev Campbell and a whole bunch of people. It was kind of like an old school con that we were used to, where it was not too big. It was small, personable. We got that Desert Heat thing signed by Trejo, which was fun. Danny Trejo.
We hid the video from him. We were taking video of him the whole time.
Yeah. He sang the Cigarettes and Whiskey song with us. It was great. But yeah, I like it. It's kind of the way Crypticon used to be, right?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
A lot of these conventions get too big and they're not as fun. They're just too corporate and just you don't really get any. You're getting shuffled through lines like cattle. Ours is still really good, and we pull really big guests, so it's cool for me. So, Zach, if you want to come, let me know. Anybody wants to ever come out, I'll drive to the airports. I'll pick you up. You don't have to worry about any of that stuff, and you can stay. So. But
I've been wanting to get down. My fiance her dad lives in Arizona, so
I think you were telling me that
we've been thinking about coming out there just to visit him sometime. So
and I remember you said this once, and I remember asking, "Oh, what part?" And you're like, "Oh, I'll tell you in private," but you never told me. But yeah, if you're close, man, you can always come by and visit or whatever. And you can always go to Vegas. It's 3 hours. 3 hours.
Yeah, fuck. I've been wanting to go to Vegas for years.
3-hour drive. It's pretty easy, man. I live in a great place where. In any direction, you got a day trip or a weekend trip. You can go to San Diego, you can go to Vegas, you can go to Mexico, Rocky Point. It's all close enough to be day or weekend trips, man. Sedona, that's 2 hours away, 2 hours north. It's no big deal.
We go to Vegas. I want to go to Nightmare Toys though while we're there because I've been wanting to check that place.
Oh yeah, I've heard that place.
Well, I want to go to Vegas with someone like you guys just because I've never been able to do that stuff. Because whenever I go to Vegas, it's either with a couple of buddies from work where they just want to gamble and be debaucherous. So that's fine. We hang out. We gamble. Yeah. And then, or I go with the lady and she just wants to, well, she doesn't really like Vegas that much, but she wants to do stuff that's more for her. I have never been able to go to all the famous shops and I want to hit up all that stuff and the hobby stuff. Because I gamble a little bit, but
isn't there a Cabo Wabo there or something? The Sammy Hagar bar.
Oh, there's the Margaritaville.
Margaritaville.
Margaritaville. Fucking.
Okay.
I want to go to the Kiss bar. What's it called? The Kiss. The Rock. What is it called?
I don't know.
Oh, they have one there.
Kiss. Let's Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley own a.
Isn't that
like
Florida
a gastropub or
something
something chain? Huh?
But that's not in Vegas though, is it?
I think they have one in Vegas, don't they?
Oh, I guess I don't know. I'd have to look it up, but. Anyway, yeah, we'll talk about more of that stuff later. Let's go ahead and wrap it up, though. But like I said, you guys are invited, man. We should talk about it. Zach, you're invited. Come out. It'd be a fucking blast. And we can make it a thing. Like, if more than Todd comes out, I will get a booth. It'll be worth it. But anyway, let's see. The Fridays ranking is going to be polarizing. The Fridays ranking? We're talking about the fucking Riddle
Friday
Box?
13th.
Oh, the Friday 13th.
Yeah, tier list.
Yeah, that'll be polarizing. So stay tuned for that. We'll keep you guys posted. But thank you again. Please make sure you guys are, participating and commenting and liking and help us out the algos with this video. If you like the video when it goes up, please like it. Please subscribe if you haven't before. Support us on Patreon, Teespring, all that great stuff. And thank you guys very much as always. We'll catch you later. And follow Teespring, R-Rated Horror as well. All right. Later. Bye.